I told y'all this is another episode of the Paddedroom, and I'm here with my special guest, man. It's an honor to have him here, and if y'all don't know him, y'all gonna know him after this interview, or maybe part 2, but that we ain't even tell y'all about. But hey, I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What's up, man? It's Josh Waters.
Listen, it gotta be the Josh Waters. Like, you gotta add something to it.
Yeah, we need like a music effect.
Yeah,
just rain starts right there.
Right, and then like a little midget with a raincoat just start.
She gotta pop out the cake.
Alright, so yeah, that's a sidebar joke. Y'all wouldn't even understand out there in TV world. But listen, man, we're gonna get right into it, man. Tell me how you got your start making this dope music, because you're a phenomenal artist right now.
Thank you.
Tell me how you got your start, man.
So from Mississippi, grew up in the church, man. Singing in the church is where I realized like I can do this. Mm-hmm. I got a little voice on me, you know what I mean. I made the first front row cry this Sunday. So that's where it started, man. My mom was a vocalist. My older brother, he's a drummer, he's a musician. So I was kind of always around it. My cousin rapped, things of that nature, and so it was just always something around me to kind of pull me in the direction of me trying to see if it was something I could do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So how did that translate into you being an artist? Because like, okay, cool, you know that you can do it church, because people in church, they gonna love you because you know somebody in church, because it's the Lord's work. Exactly. Like talk to him, Lord. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of works. Like, what makes you step out of that element to be like, all right, cool, this is how I want to do it. I want to step into it as an R&B artist, not a secular artist. Like, this is what I really want to do.
I was signed to this independent label in high school.
Okay.
So I guess right before that, I had an older cousin who, like I said, was rapping, and she put me in the studio, let me cut like little hooks and stuff. Mm-hmm. That was the initial like, I want to do this. And then, like I say, I ended up getting picked up by this independent in high school who was actually out here in Atlanta. My mom was letting me skip school, bro, at like 17, 18, driving from Mississippi out here by myself type stuff. So when that was going on and happening, I fell in love instantly, bro, because it was a real thing. Like, my first music videos, development, things like that, but I was a kid.
Was you good then?
Yes, I was good. When I look back at it, we got videos up right now. Josh Waters, Beautiful Love. That's 10th grade me, and you go tell me if I was good back then.
Alright, so all right. So 10th grade Josh, you making these moves, you come back and forth to Atlanta and stuff like that. How serious were you at that point?
Bro, I was serious. Like, in that space and time, I was kind of like, do I want to go to college for real? Because I was that serious. Like, this is already a thing. I'm already kind of in a groove. I know I want to move to Atlanta. I was really, really serious, doing shows around the city. Being from Mississippi, there weren't really no platforms. So even that, having to create spaces where I could create awareness for the fact that I do music. So
how was that? How was that as an artist? Like, tell me like some of the things that you've tried to do to make sure that people will support you in Mississippi.
So if I'm being real, okay. I ended up going to college. I did a year and a half at Alcorn State University in Washington Band. Okay. Same thought process. How I'm going to get this campus to know that I'm not just a drummer boy. I sing songs for real. And they didn't have this platform. So what I did, my manager John and I, we started creating events. They were like open mic night joints that we would host, and I would just perform at the end. So now me performing at the end created like, boy, I ain't know you could sing. And it was like, but I did tell you that you weren't listening. And so it kind of went from there, bro. People around the city would start allowing us, like, yo, I saw the performance you did at that little joint y'all did. Right. Come to my bodega, bro, and you can perform for 15 minutes. And that went from like 12 people showing up to 20 people showing up to 50 people showing up. And yeah, the city kind of just called. They supported it.
So you did say you went to college. Tell me about the band life, because I heard that you was something to be dealt with when it came to this band stuff. Yeah. So tell me, how did you acclimate yourself to the situation when you got there and got into this band situation? So
on the band HBCU side of things, I'm a legend, bro.
See?
I am a legend. Okay, this is real.
And why is this?
All right, so I played drums.
Right.
I was the first freshman at my college in 20 years to be appointed the section leader, the guy over the drum line.
So the Nick Cannon guy, the guy that just made.
Bruh, yes.
Use that guy.
I was him in real life.
That's the difference.
That's the difference.
That's the difference, Nick.
That's the difference, Nick. That's right. Nah, it's a real thing though. Like, went to college, just how on drumline, he was not the best like reader. He could just play really well. That was me. Play it once or twice and I'm like, I got it type thing. But I was creating most of the material too. So I had to go through the whole crabbing process in the fall, but my spring semester, I was like appointed the leader of this whole thing.
I want to get some power like that. I'm like, hey, do this. You no, like that's amazing. And then that translates into you like, all right, cool. I know that I can do this, but I really need you guys to hear Josh Waters, the art of the artist.
Yeah, it was that. So when I went to college, I knew I didn't want to finish. I knew like, all right, so it's this whole life is purpose driven.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
If I'm being a buck, and so it was an experience that I know I needed.
Mm-hmm.
Cause nobody for real went to college in my family, so I'm like, I'm at least do it to see if it's something I'm interested in. But I knew for a fact this was what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so from there, as you develop the band's 300 people in the band, but y'all start to know everybody. So it's kind of now I got 300 supporters now.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying? Off the bat, so it kind of just translated in such a cool way.
So is it really true that it's like one band, one sound?
It's really true. It's true, bro. You start spending so much time with these people, bro. Like women start getting synced up. Like y'all have this like,
right?
We together. You at 5 o'clock, I'm with you until 1 o'clock.
Right.
That's our schedule. 5 days a week, 6 days a week. We got band practice every day from 5 to like 1 a.m. Then you go to class, do it again. Then we gotta travel to wherever game, stay in a hotel room. It's literally it turns into a big family.
So how does that translate into you having a team when it comes to the Josh Waters?
I had to learn how to work in conjunction with other people and not agree with them. And, find out ways to solve and reason and get through things. It taught me how to... There was already this rubric of how we did things in the college band. Right. So how do I insert myself if I want to grow that? How do I first learn your way and then present the possibility of my way? It just taught me how to work my way in an organization that already had foundation, if that makes sense.
Right. So that means you're kind of open to change when it comes to...
100%.
Okay.
100%.
All right.
Yeah.
So now take us to this... the decks, the 52 songs, like, cause I feel like you grow, you blossom, you did the college thing, and now you get into this body of work that's like mind blowing. Like this, I feel like when you do stuff like this already shows greatness. You know what I'm saying? The same thing like Russ. It's like it just shows greatness. But I feel like with you, it's more to it because like you play instruments, you write in the music. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more intricate when it comes to you doing these songs. So tell me about the process and why.
Okay, so we released 52 records in 2020. And how that came about, I'm signed to Will Powers, production, NC, and bandwidth.
Shout out to Will.
Shout out to Will Power, shout out to bandwidth. When I started my artist development program there, it kind of was like him trying to see where was I, how did I work around the studio, so that he can be able to identify with which parts needed to be developed and fine-tuned.
Right.
And so at the end of 2019, we had a lot of music, but we didn't have like an album. We didn't have like a sound. So one day he walked in the office. He was just like, "Bro, we putting out a song a week next year." And that face you just made, that's exactly what I made. And so, like, but I didn't go against the grain. I was just like, we are. I mean, we are. So it went from there, bro. We probably had like a quarter's worth of music ready to go. So about 20-something songs. And with shooting content and videos and all of this stuff, as time started to slip away, we realized like, oh, we're running out of songs. And so then it turned into this weekly, like I gotta be in here every week to make sure that we have records for the following week.
What type of pressure is that? Because it's like you want to give quality, you don't want to give quantity. Because you also sitting there, you looking at the calendar, and you like, yo, it's 52 weeks. I'm only at like 25 records right now.
Right.
So how do you focus for stuff like that? Like that's a lot. I've got a problem with just getting ready for a podcast.
Yeah.
And one day out the week, and you 52 weeks, and you know that it's there.
I have to say the pandemic assisted.
Okay.
That might sound crazy, but it did because we didn't have as much to do. There wasn't as much surrounding whatever my normal routine would have been because the whole world was shut down. So once March hit, I believe once everything shut down,
yeah, definitely,
I had nothing to do but that. So realistically, bro, if it wasn't for 52, I don't even know that I would still be trying to pursue this the way that I am. How do you
catch the vibe though? Like, because it's like you said, it's pandemic. Yeah. Where are you really going? You just around people, so concepts, theories, like Like, how did you figure that part out?
Telling the truth, because it was already so much to talk about before that moment. It was like, just talk about those things. Because at that point in life, I had never been out of the South. I hadn't had other experiences to talk about, being on a plane and a whole lot of money. It was like, talk about what you know to be real for you right now. You know what I mean? And so I did that, and we brought in other writers to kind of help, because there were dead spaces where I'm like, I don't have nothing. Right. I'm just being real. We brought in other writers to assist, and kind of sparking that flame again where it needed to be. You know what I mean? But it was that, bro. It was where I learned to really be diligent and disciplined.
So what was the first deck that you put out?
The Heart Suit.
The Heart Suit. Why is that? Do they have meanings? Because we was just talking about that all the time. Like, so, do every suit have different meanings to them?
Surface level, the meaning was Heart Suit, top of the year. You know, Valentine's Day happening this time. It's still cold at the top of the year. So these records
I had heartbreak all year.
You know what I'm saying? I just put out a song for you, bro. So we gonna get
I might
through
need
this.
that.
We gonna get through this.
It's fine.
They say he gonna be alright. And shame on you, whoever broke his heart.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going speed dating in like probably.
Speed dating?
Yeah, probably like 3 more weeks.
Shout out, bro.
Let's go to party.
Shout out. Right. But nah, the first one is cold. You funny, bro. The first one is cold, man. So we kind of wanted to play and pull on the heartstrings.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And the second one was we had hearts. And then I think it was the space suit.
Okay.
It was the wild card. At that point, after the heart suit, I think people were surprised that we were still going.
Okay.
So it's like, you really might do this? And so spades, wild cards. When you playing spades, it's like, you don't know what I got. But if I slap it on the table, you know I mean.
Y'all don't even know what they're getting right now.
Hell no.
They don't even know what they're getting right now.
So yeah, that was the space suit. It was the wild card. That's where I started introducing the first... like I tried a pop feel record. It was literally a wild card of not knowing what the sounds might have been like. And then we had the club suit, which essentially the more up-tempo, this could get a club spin or a brunch spin. The records that feel like that are in that batch. And then the diamond suit was, I felt like the completion of the diamond suits, because the suits didn't come out until the end of the quarter. Right. It was the completion. And I felt like, give me my diamond, or give me my, after going through so much pressure,
diamond.
I'm diamond. Yeah.
Interesting. See, I don't even think artists even think that far nowadays. So if y'all ever see this interview, y'all gotta be like, damn, it's thought process into making music. And then you do that, and now it's like, that's like a slew of music, and then you come up with Cyclones. Yeah. And ready for a whole new project that nobody has heard yet, but you know. So tell me about Cyclones. Tell me about the video and like why this as the single.
Oh man. Okay. So at the end of last year, which is the completion of this whole 52 process, the question was like, so what do you do after putting out 52 songs? Like, do you try to work those records and see if something to kick? Like, what do you do? And like I was saying earlier, the whole point in us even releasing those songs was because we didn't feel like we had a sound. We didn't feel like we had, you know, a body of work to define ourselves with.
And that's crazy because you said, like, just think about it, 52 songs and you still feel like it's not there yet. Yeah. That's a process. I think people just make records and they feel like,
hope this one work.
Yeah, that's that if they get a little traction. But y'all still went through that and still didn't feel like y'all found it until like right now. And tell me about that.
Well, so I would say the top of the year was when we realized 52 was like, okay, now we can go into molding a sound, molding and developing something. Wow. So at the top of the year, we went into album. And we started creating, took my first trip to LA in March, and that was really where the trajectory of all of this changed. Okay. Had the luxury and the pleasure of working with Malay, amazing producer. Oh, dope. Malay, you familiar with? Okay, cool. So Malay was the one that changed the way that I view music, period. I was working with him, he asked me a question, he was like, bro, you can sing exceptionally well, but nobody cares. And that stung. He was like, you want to make songs or you want to make records? I was like, I think I want to make records. Right, exactly. And so he gave me this quick spiel, this formula on how we should go about doing that, and that was the start of the expansion of my sound. And so came back to Atlanta from LA from there, and we started creating this incredible thing. And Cyclone was in the batch of incredible things that got created, and I actually went through a heartbreak. The thing, let me be clear on that whole going through heartbreak.
So we went through heartbreak. So yeah, but listen, man, Yeah, listen.
I gotta be
shout out to people
real.
out there that care about us.
Yeah.
They care about us.
Shout out.
They care about us. Somebody's gonna care about us eventually.
No, look, this is what he throwing me under the bus. He don't even know it. He is running over my left foot. I actually was the one who did the thing to create this situation.
Okay,
scenario.
got you now.
You feel me? So then one will be like, well, so how is your heart broken?
All right, Josh, we and you in two different boats. Then we might have some similar tattoos and all that, but we're two different.
I'm gone, but yeah. Going through that experience though, man, I felt bad. It put me in the space for for how I ended up handling this particular person.
Right.
And so Cyclone is just us deciding to be vulnerable and transparent without doing too much. And telling the people what happened, what was going on.
Definitely, I definitely feel it's a good record. I feel like people should check out the visual. The visual is super dope. So now, what's gonna be the name of the project? Because I'm sure nobody knows. If it's out there, I'm mad that nobody knows, but I need to know.
The name of the project?
Yes.
The name of the project, I can't disclose just yet. You know why? Because nothing's done until it's done, Waffles.
Bro, come on.
Nothing's done until it's done, Waffles.
We need something. My whole thing is broke. Come on, Josh. Just give us
I can't say this.
Just tell us what it has to do with, because we know you're big on meaning.
Okay, there we go.
You're big on the file. Like we get that part.
This is good.
Just
here we go. Me being, I'm gonna take it back to HBCU culture. Me marching in the band. Are you familiar with the phrase zero quarter?
No, but explain.
Zero quarter is where the marching bands. This only happens in sweat coaching. Marching bands march in an hour before the game, and they battle. They are actually the DJs. They set the tone of this environment, because you got Greeks strolling now to the bands playing.
And that's when they be on the opposite side of the
field.
Yeah, I've seen it. Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
But what the zero quarter serves as like a tone setter before the game, or it's your introduction to the game. Because after the game, then there's a fifth quarter. So I'll say this album is my tone setter or my introduction to the game. There you have it.
So, if you actually pay attention to this interview, this means this is just the start to something that's gonna, it's gonna be.
There we go.
I love it.
I like how you put that together.
See, I'm really good at this stuff. That's why I got to see you got to see. So listen, man. Before we get out of here, let everybody know how they can get the new single.
Yeah.
Tell them what you got going on, how to follow you, all that good stuff. Like this is. I'm just excited just about not knowing what's about to happen. I'm just like, it's gonna be.
It's crazy. You capturing all of it first. This is the good stuff, man. But yes, again, I'm Josh.
I'm gonna tell you the name of the album before we walk out.
He gonna tell me. As long as he don't tell y'all, we cool. I'm Josh Waters, y'all. Y'all can find me on all social media platforms at Josh Waters Music. Go get my new single Cyclone. It's available on all streaming platforms, and I love you.
And go listen to the Heart Suit and think about Waffles. Just think about me.
He wrote the song.
Yeah. Don't slide in my DMs. Slide in the comments on YouTube under those songs.
Yeah. Or my DMs.
Yeah. Slide in his, hop in mine. 2 words. I'm going. It's your boy DJ Waffles. I check it. 8. Bow.